Good morning, Big Ten fans. Welcome back to another edition of the Big Ten Morning Minutes. I'm your host, Michael Chen. You can give me a follow on Twitter at MFC2123. Just a little bit of news. This is pre-recorded. It won't be in the morning. I'm actually recording this Sunday night. So if there is anything that happens between now, it's 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, between now and in the morning, I apologize. I've just gotten really early morning. I have to fill in for Jay Zawoski here at 670 The Score. So unfortunately, due to that, I'll be up at the crack of dawn and won't be able to record in the morning. So hence why I'm doing it this evening. We'll get started off on the hardwood as the Big Ten regular season slate ended yesterday. A lot of things went on, and all of the seedings for the tournament have been announced. You're looking at starting the tournament here in Chicago on the 13th, so that would be Wednesday. You're looking at Nebraska and Rutgers getting it started with the 12 and 13 matchup at 5:30. And then right after that, you've got the all-Illinois matchup of the Fighting Illini taking on the 11th rated Illini, taking on the 14th ranked Wildcats, and depending on some of those results will be how goes the games the next day on Thursday. Thursday, the first game is going to be early morning at 11:30. Buckeyes are taking on the Hoosiers. This is the 8-9 matchup in the conference. Then the winner of that Nebraska-Rutgers game is going to take on Maryland. Penn State's going to face Minnesota. That's the 10-7 matchup. Minnesota is the higher seed at the 7, and then Iowa, the 6 seed, is going to face off against the winner of the Battle of the Illinois, Northwestern or Illinois. And then you've got 4 teams, obviously, that are going to get that double bye, which is huge in the conference tournament. The number 1 overall seed was the Spartans of Michigan State. Purdue came in second, so they've got one as well, Michigan and then Wisconsin. So a big-time basketball coming up for you this week in the Big Ten. I think that, unfortunately, Ohio State looks like they're on the outside looking in. Indiana, I'm not 100% sure if Indiana actually has a chance to get in, but they potentially could. I do think that Minnesota will sneak in there, and that I think Minnesota will be the last team in the conference to get in. And we'll stay on the hardwood as well as Maryland's forward Bruno Fernando. He was named one of the 5 finalists for the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award, so that's a pretty high viewing of him across the nation. And then the feel-good story of the year, you're looking at Maryland's Ivan Bender. On senior night on Friday, he actually opted to ask his longtime girlfriend to become his wife. And she said yes. Pretty neat. You don't really see things like that going on very often, but it ended up happening, and it was pretty cool for him and for the Terrapins. If you get a chance to watch the video, it's pretty neat. He gets called out. Bender does. He gets called out. And he had only told the coach, and obviously getting the fact that, he surprised his teammates. He surprised her, obviously, and it was pretty neat. It was actually very, very cool and interesting to see. So definitely take a look at that video. And then one other note on the hardwood, Michigan State added forward Julius Marble to their 2019 class. He's a power forward out of Texas. He is not very highly ranked, but honestly, I will trust Tom Izzo's assessment on players every damn day of the week because Tom Izzo knows basketball. He's done very well. He's obviously a Hall of Fame coach, and he'll get everything going in the right direction for Julius Marble. So on to the football field, actually not to the field, but off the field. We'll tell you a little bit of what happened this past weekend. Kirk Ferentz added 2 offensive linemen to his class on Friday, Josh Volk and Tyler Ellsbury, both committed to the Hawkeyes. The Hawkeyes are sitting pretty good right now. Nationally, they are ranked 12th, 3rd in the conference, and obviously they've done a very good job perennially, for getting offensive linemen. There's plenty of linemen that go to Iowa who are very low ranked. I wouldn't say necessarily very low ranked, but lower ranked, and they come out NFL players. So Ferentz did a good job of adding 2 offensive linemen, and we'll track Volk and Ellsbury's career. Mike Loxley, once again, got things going on the transfer route 4 times this year, including this one, has Mike Loxley gone into the transfer portal and pulled a player out. And this time it's going to be former Buffalo tight end Tyler Mabry. Mabry is going to be most likely, will be eligible this coming season to play for the Terrapins. So once again, Mike Loxley realized that he needed to do some things on the transfer route to get the roster that he was looking for, and he's done a fantastic job of adding yet another player in Mabry. Rutgers as well got a commit in their 20 class, but this time it was a quarterback, actually the first time for Rutgers in the 2020 class, although the quarterback, his name is Sofian Massoud. Massoud does not have the best offer list, but I will tell you this. He is obviously a quarterback, and players follow. He is a young man from New York. He plays on a lot of 7-on-7 teams in the area, and I have to believe that you're going to see Massoud bring along some of his New York buddies along with him to New Jersey. So we'll keep an eye out for that as well. And then another note, as former Wisconsin quarterback Alex Hornibrook, he's actually going to end up transferring to Florida State. Like I said, when he first announced his transfer, I really didn't think he was going to be able to go to another high-level D1 school and compete for a starting spot. Well, I guess he found it, and Willie Taggart is going to let him compete with redshirt sophomore James Blackman, as they got rid of a quarterback in the offseason, DeAndre Francois. And so the competition's open. So good. The best of luck to Hornibrook. As we saw in his tenure with Wisconsin, he's not the best throwing quarterback. He can lead a team, however. So interesting landing spot for Hornibrook, and we'll see how that turns out for him this coming season in Florida State. And then Bill Bender of the Sporting News, he released his way too early predictions for the upcoming season, and I'll go over some of the Big Ten notes that we have in there. He says that Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields will be a Heisman finalist. He's got the University of Michigan going 10-1 into the game once again, just like this past season. However, this time he's got Scott Frost improving big time. He's got Nebraska winning 8, potentially 9 games this year. And good news for the conference, Bender believes that they will be represented once again in the college football playoff. He predicts that it could be Ohio State as the most likely team that would make it. However, he does put a little bit of a how would I say this, an eraser on that one. He also believes that there's a possibility that Penn State or Michigan could end up doing that as well for the conference. And that's going to do it for this morning's edition of the Big Ten Morning Minutes. I've been your host, Michael Chen. I appreciate you listening, and have a great Monday and a great week, Big Ten fans.